Most women don't gain the weight back because they failed. They gain it back because they were abandoned at the finish line. And I need to say something that the weight loss industry does not want trending. So naturally, let's talk about it. Most women who come off of a weight loss program, whether that's GLP-1 medication, a structured plan, a calorie program, anything, most of them gain it back. Not because they failed, not because they have no willpower, not because they didn't try hard enough, but because the program, the doctor, the app, the coach, the clinic never gave them an exit strategy. They just stopped. And then their body, their very smart, very determined body went right back to what it knew. Last episode, I shared with you my stats. 13 months on GLP-1 medication, the numbers, the data, the real unfiltered truth of what happened inside my body. And I got a lot of responses, a lot, even from people who aren't even on any medical weight loss journey at all. But the one question that kept coming up over and over was, Teresa, how do I come off without losing everything I worked for? And that is exactly what we're going to get into today. Because here's the thing that made me absolutely furious when I started researching this. Your doctor probably has a protocol for getting you on the medication, but I promise you, there is no standard protocol for getting you off. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share changes everything. Welcome back to She's Not Done Yet, the podcast for women over 40, over pretending, and ready to make the rest of their life the absolute best of their life. And I'm your host, Teresa. Let's get into it. Okay, episode 26. I want to start by saying something that might ruffle some feathers, and I want to say it clearly, directly, with full intention. The weight loss industry has a completion problem. They are very good at selling you the start, the before photo, the transformation promise, the prescription, the program. But the exit, nobody talks about the exit. And for women over 40, where our hormones are already doing their own chaotic thing, where our metabolism has been gone through decades of restriction and rebound, where our relationship with food is complicated and layered and real, the exit is everything. Now, I'm not here to bash GLP-1 medications, and you heard my episode last week, so I'm on them. And after the 13 months, I saw the data. I lived it. These drugs work. Physiologically, they are remarkable tools. But here's what the clinical literature actually says. And I want you to hear this. Studies show that within 12 months of stopping GLP-1 therapy without a structured transition plan, the majority of people regain most of the weight. Most of it. Not because the medication stopped working, but because no one built the biological foundation underneath it while the drug was active doing the heavy lifting. And that is on the system, not on you. So today, whether you are currently tapering off, whether you're thinking about coming off, or whether you're already stopped and you're feeling the pullback toward old patterns, or whether you're just getting started, I have 5 things for you. 5 specific, actionable, science-backed moves that you do before or the moment you start winding down. These are not lighthearted suggestions. These are the things I wish someone had handed me in a folder at my doctor's office the day I started talking about coming off. So let's go. Okay, number 1. And I'm starting here because if you do not understand this, the rest of this won't even make sense. When you're on GLP-1 medication, semaglutide, tirzepatide, whatever your version is, your body is receiving a pharmacological signal that says you are full, food is not urgent, you are safe. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That signal is running in the background of every meal, every craving, every decision. But when you come off, that signal disappears. And what replaces it? A hormone called ghrelin, your hunger hormone. It does something called a rebound surge. And it doesn't just come back to where it was like before the medication. Research shows it can come back higher than the baseline. Your body thinks there was a famine and it's compensating. So when women say, like, I came off and suddenly I was ravenous and at the time that I had to eat and I just didn't understand why, that is not weakness. That is biology. And here is why this matters for your plan. If you don't know the ghrelin surge is coming, you will interpret it as personal failure. You'll think, I lost control. I'm hungry all of a sudden. You'll go into the shame spiral. But if you know it's coming, if you have literally said to yourself in the first 4 to 8 weeks after I come off whatever the routine is, my hunger is going to get louder than it actually is. But you can plan for it instead of surrendering to it. Knowledge removes shame. And shame is the number one reason why women don't reach out for help until they've already regained 20 pounds. So thing one, know what's biologically happening. Call it out before it calls you out. Number two, and this one is non-negotiable. And I don't care if you don't do anything else on this list. If you do this one thing, you will be ahead of 80% of people who come off of any weight loss program. Get your protein dialed in before you come off, not after. And here is why this matters so much, especially for women specifically over 40 years old. While you were on the medication, you were eating less, significantly less in many cases. And if your protein intake wasn't deliberately high, if you were just eating less of everything, a portion of your weight loss may have been muscle. Not just fat, muscle. And here's the brutal truth about muscle. Every pound of muscle on your body burns 6 to 10 calories a day at rest. Fat burns about 2. So if you lost lean mass while you were on the program, your resting metabolism is now lower than it was before you even started. That is not a reason to panic, though. That is a reason to act. The prescription, let's do maybe 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. And I know that sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot of protein, and it is. But protein does 3 things that are critically important in this transition. 1, it is the most satiating macronutrient. It keeps you full longer, which directly counters the ghrelin surge we just talked about. 2, it protects and rebuilds lean muscle mass, which is your metabolic engine. And 3, it has what's called a thermic effect. Your body actually burns more calories digesting protein than it does digesting carbs or fat. Here's a practical breakdown. If you weigh 160 pounds, you are targeting around 130 to 160 grams of protein a day. Across 3 meals, you can do it every day. Eat eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, fish, beans with grains. This is not complicated food. It is intentional food. Start building this habit now, while the medication is still suppressing your appetite and making compliance easier. Because when the drug leaves and the hunger returns, you want protein to already be automatic. Number 3, and I say this with full love and full fire. If you are not doing resistance training, you are leaving the most powerful metabolic tool you can have on the table. And I know cardio feels like it's the right thing to do. It's the right answer for weight loss. We've been told this since the 1980s, like run more, burn more, lose more. And I'm here to tell you, for women over 40 coming off of a weight loss program, That framework is backwards. Cardio burns calories while you're doing it. Lifting weights burns calories for hours after you stop. And it builds the muscle tissue that burns calories while you sleep. Hello? That's remarkable. And here's what I want you to focus on in terms of where you build. Because everybody says, I don't want to be hard. I don't want to be muscular. But trust me, you can build this muscle, and through everything you've done, through your body shape and the difference you've had in losing the weight, this is not going to muscle you up. It's not going to make you muscle bound. But this is where you want to concentrate: your legs and your glutes, the biggest muscle groups in your body. When you train them, the metabolic response is enormous. Squats, hip thrusts, Romanian deadlifts, lunges, these are not exercises to get a toned body. These are metabolic levers. The back, rowing movements, pull downs, deadlifts. Most women have never been taught to train their back, but it is the foundation of posture, strength, and the physical frame that makes everything else look and feel different. The core, and I mean the deep core, not crunches. I'm talking about dead bugs. I'm talking about reverse crunches, Pallof presses, the transverse abdominis. The muscle that wraps around your midsection like a corset is what creates the stability that holds everything together post weight loss. And your arms, biceps, triceps, shoulders, not just for aesthetics though. Although, I always talk about having my Angela Bassett arms, but let's be honest, nothing says I did the work like strong arms in a sleeveless top. Hello? But functionality, arm and shoulder strength anchors every other movement pattern in your body. Now, here's the pivot that most people miss. You need to start this before you come off the medication, not after. Because when you come off and hunger surges and motivation dips, and it will, you want lifting to already be a habit. You want your body to already be in an adaptation mode. You want to walk into the hormonal chaos of transition with a metabolic foundation already under you. 3 to 4 sessions a week, progressive overload, meaning you gradually increase weight or reps over time. That is the whole game. I'm telling you, it is built. I am coming off right now. And so if you walk with me on this journey, you'll see I am in the gym trying to get my body together. So by the time I don't have GLP-1 to support all of the food noise and the extras that I'll go back to, I'm trying to get a habit right now, building my body, getting myself back in shape, and rebuilding my muscle weight, my muscle mass, and rebuilding everything I need in my muscles to get my core strength back together. And number 4, and this is the one that women over 40 need to hear the most. This is not just about food and exercise. Your hormones are involved in every single outcome you're trying to achieve. And coming off of a weight loss program is a hormonal event as much as it is a behavioral one. Let me give you 3 specific ones. Leptin. This is your satiety hormone. Produced in fat cells, it tells your brain we have enough energy, we're good. But after significant weight loss and after medication withdrawal, leptin sensitivity often drops. Your fat cells are producing leptin. Your brain stops listening to it, and this is called leptin resistance. And it's why you can be eating enough and still feel like you're starving. How do you address it? Sleep. Did you hear me? Sleep addresses this. Adequate dietary fat, no extreme caloric restriction, and time. It takes weeks to months to recalibrate. Next is cortisol, your stress hormone. For women over 40, cortisol is not just about feeling stressed. It directly promotes visceral fat storage, that deep abdominal fat that is most associated with metabolic disease. It also breaks down muscle tissue. So stress management is not a soft skill recommendation. but it is a body composition strategy. 10 minutes of breathing exercises during the day, maybe a walk without your phone, protecting your sleep like it is a non-negotiable appointment. These are cortisol interventions. And speaking of sleep, one bad night of sleep increases ghrelin by up to 25%, reduces leptin by almost a comparable amount. You are essentially creating a hormonal environment that makes you hungry, undermines your fullness signals, and stores more fat readily from one bad night of sleep. Y'all, go to bed. Get your good rest. I always say it takes me like 6 hours to feel fulfilled and I can get up and function in society. But you need 8 hours of sleep, 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So when I say sleep is a weight maintenance strategy, I mean it literally. 7 to 9 hours, y'all. Like, y'all have to go to sleep. A consistent schedule even. A dark room. Caffeine cut off by 2 o'clock. Some people drink coffee with dinner. But this is not a wellness luxury. This is your exit plan. I'm trying to give you I am putting y'all on today, okay? And number 5, the one that is going to sound the simplest and hit the deepest. At TFT Realty, we don't just sell homes, we guide transitions. Whether you're selling your current property to step into your next chapter, or you're a first-time home buyer ready to stop leasing and start owning, we bring strategy, clarity, and experience to every deal. My team is prepared to walk with you from consultation to closing, helping you make informed decisions that align with your lifestyle and financial goals. If you're ready to make a move in Atlanta's real estate market, now is the time to do it. And we're ready when you are. Visit tftenterprises.net to schedule your consultation, send us an inquiry, or DM me today. TFT Realty, we are your key to Atlanta's real estate. Stop relying on motivation. That's a mic drop. Build a system instead. Here's the truth about motivation. It is episodic. It comes, it goes. It's high when you just finished a great episode of a podcast. She's not done yet. Hello. And then it's non-existent at 9 p.m. on a Thursday when you're exhausted and the pantry is right there and the food is calling your name. Motivation is not a strategy. What works is behavioral scaffolding, building and designing your environment and your routines so that healthy choices are the default code, not the choice that you have to make, but the default. Some practical steps include meal prep, at least 3 or 4 days of protein-forward meals every week, not complicated, just boiled eggs, cooked chicken, yogurt stocked. Remove the decision fatigue that kills compliance. And schedule your workouts in your calendar. Like, make it a meeting you cannot miss, that you cannot cancel, because they truly are. Track your food for the first 8 to 12 weeks post coming off of any weight loss journey. Not obsessively, just consistently. Awareness is the first lever of change. And this one is critical. Identify your 3 highest risk situations right now. The dinner out where you always overdo it, that's one. Or the 10 p.m. couch situation, watching Netflix and chilling and have food, junk food, ice cream, the stress eating trigger that's been there for 20 years. Write down specifically what you will do instead. Not, I'll try to be good. A specific alternative action. Make another choice, because the gap between a slip and a full relapse is a decision. And decisions made in advance from a calm, clear-headed place are far more powerful than decisions made when you're tired, when you're hungry and overwhelmed. Build a system before you need the willpower to make it through. Okay, I said I would give you 5 things, and I gave you 5 things, but I would be doing you dirty if I didn't mention one more topic, because I get asked about it constantly, and I am searching and researching daily. to get this part together. It's your skin, and specifically what happens to your skin after rapid weight loss. Because here's the reality. GLP-1 medications work fast, sometimes beautifully, powerfully fast. And your skin, specifically collagen and the elastin in your skin, does not always keep up. And the result can be laxity, looseness, especially around the abdomen, your arms, your inner thighs, and for me, my neck. And this is not just a cosmetic concern. It's a tissue health concern. Because collagen is the structural protein that gives skin its strength and elasticity. And collagen production declines with age, which, hello, we are talking about women over 40, and it declines rapid with caloric restriction. So if you were eating very little on your program, you may have been underfeeding your collagen production at the exact same time your body was needing it the most. Now, here's what to do and what I'm doing. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides, 10 to 20 grams daily, and take it with vitamin C. It's not optional, but it's required for the step that makes the collagen structurally usable. And you have to give it like 8 to 12 weeks. It's not going to happen overnight because this is tissue remodeling, not an overnight fix. And then eat your collagen cofactors. The vitamin C, you can use bell peppers, strawberries, citrus, zinc, pumpkin seeds, beef, bone broth, 1 to 2 cups daily of that. And then glycine-rich foods, skin-on poultry, and gelatin. And here's the thing that nobody says. Resistance training stimulates the fibroblast cells in your skin. The same cells that produce collagen. Yeah. So lifting weights is not just building muscle, it's actively remodeling the skin and connective tissue around the muscle. Your exercise is your skincare routine. All right, let me bring it home. So the 5 things to do before or the moment you come off of any weight loss program. Number 1, understand the biology. Know the ghrelin surge is coming. Name it before it names you. Number 2, lock in your protein, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, and start that now while the medication is still helping you be compliant. 3, start lifting weights. Work on your legs, glutes, back, core, your arms at least 3 to 4 times a week with progressive overload. Build the metabolic foundation before the drug leaves. Number 4, address your hormones, not just your calories. Sleep is a weight maintenance strategy. Cortisol management is body composition work. These are not optional. 5, build the system before you need the willpower. Meal prep, calendar your workouts, know your risk situations, and make the healthy choice the default, not the one is going to take work to make it happen. And the bonus, support your collagen because rapid weight loss affects skin and you deserve to talk about that openly. The prescription never came with any of this, but you have it now. So here's what I want you to sit with after this episode. The exit is not the end of the work. It is the beginning of the sustainable part. And honestly, the sustainable part is where you find like who you actually are. You find out about your body, who you are without the drug, without the program, without the structure telling you what to do. And for women who have spent decades chasing a number on a scale, that discovery is powerful. But only if you build the foundation. And I know you can do it. If this episode gave you something real today, share it right now with one woman in your life who is on GLP-1 or on any weight loss program and thinking about coming off. She needs this information, and she probably isn't going to get it from her doctor. Subscribe if you haven't already. New episodes will be dropped every week. I promise I'm going to do weekly episodes. And then leave a review. If this show has impacted you at all, it is the number one way you help more women find us. And come find me over on Instagram at MSTFT and share this episode in your stories. Tag me. Tell me which one of these 5 resonated the most with you. I read every single DM, every single inbox. So please let me hear from you. You are not done yet. You're not starting over. You are building something that lasts. I'll see you next week. Now go on and do the thing.